Hey guys, I have a snowmobile riding video for you today. I'm actually inside of our enclosed trailer right now because it's super windy outside and you couldn't hear anything outside. My dad and I picked up this snowmobile package at the very end of last season, and it was like the last week that we had any snow. We kind of just rode around the block, but we didn't actually get any good riding in. And they've been kind of sitting since then. And then this year I planned on riding a lot, but I've been in the process of moving up to Traverse City, Michigan. And things are just crazy right now. I'm starting a new job tomorrow, and it's just been really hectic. And every time I try to go snowmobiling, there just hasn't been enough snow. Today I'm just gonna take both of the sleds out. The orange one I'll probably ride north, and then the green one I'll probably ride south. Just kind of run them a little bit since they've been sitting for a while. And I'm just gonna kind of compare them because they're the same snowmobile with a little bit different suspension package. The orange one is a Sno Pro, the green one's an LXR. I'm gonna get them out of the trailer right now, and then I'll show you a little bit more about them. Here are the sleds. They're both Arctic F1100s, the NA model. They're non-turbo. These are 4-stroke snowmobiles. I really love 2-stroke snowmobiles, but I really need something reliable, and I just don't have that much time to go riding. And my old sleds, I had some ZR 800s and a 600, and I would have to clean the power valves every time I'd want to go riding, and it was just a lot more maintenance, and I had to rebuild both my sleds, I mean, a few different times, and I just wanted something I could jump on and go ride. So I guess I'll let you know today how the 4-stroke matches up to the 2-strokes that I've ridden previously. This green sled is the LXR model. It's supposed to have a little bit more trail-based suspension. It's supposed to be a little bit smoother. It's got the heated seats, and I mean, it's just more for comfort. This orange one is the Sno Pro. It's got the Fox floating shocks, and it's got a little bit more racy, stiff suspension. So I'm gonna kind of compare the suspension in the two, see if I notice much of a difference. When we bought these sleds, this orange Sno Pro came with this ram mount ball on it, and I really love this thing. The previous owner installed this. He basically just put a plate of aluminum and then put some bolts through the back side there and mounted it to these handlebar risers. You might have seen in my previous ram mount video that I have this Garmin GPS with VV mapping for my side-by-side. It also has snowmobile maps on it too, and it's awesome that it has this ram mount ball because my GPS will snap right on there. I'll get it mounted in place. So there I have the GPS mounted right where I need it. You see I just locked it down. It works pretty good. It sits right above the riser. I just tucked the extra wires in here, and this sled has the 12-volt power there. Looks pretty cool. I'll turn it on. Like I said, my dad and I picked up these sleds in a package. It was a really low price. The sleds are really low mileage. I figured it was a really good time to try a 4-stroke sled. If I didn't like them, we can get rid of them fairly easily probably. This trailer came with the sleds. It's a really nice trailer. They did redo the outside. It's a little wavy, kind of looks like a chubby girl's thighs, but it definitely keeps the snow off the sleds and keeps them clean, keeps you warm when you need it, so can't ask for much more. All right, I'm gonna take off and go riding. I'm gonna take the orange one and go north, maybe hit some hills and stuff. Then I'm gonna take the green one, go south, maybe get on to Houghton Lake, just see what's going on out there. I'm just trying to get these get some gas run through them, and they haven't been ridden all that much, so I really want to just kind of clean them out and keep them good. I just got back in from riding the snowmobiles. I'm trying to warm up a little bit. It's real cold out there. I'm actually really sore, which is embarrassing, but the side-by-sides got me out of shape, I guess. I took out both the green LXR and the orange Sno Pro. I tried to kind of compare the two. I noticed that the LXR did have a lot more comfortable, smooth suspension, while the Sno Pro was a bit more aggressive and a little bit stiffer. The power, both of them were pretty similar power. The orange one, I don't know, it just felt more sporty and aggressive. I think it's just kind of the shock and suspension tuning that made it feel that way. It feels a little bit more planted. I don't know if there's like clutch differences, but I felt more comfortable and quicker on the Sno Pro. I also tried to compare these 4-stroke F1100s to my previous 2-stroke sleds. I really did miss the exhaust note that my 2-stroke would put out. I had a MBRP can on it, and once the power valves would open up, I mean, that thing would scream. It sounded awesome. And I did notice that these 4-strokes are a little bit heavier. It's a lot harder to pick the skis up and just kind of carry the front end over the hills. Other than that, you know, there wasn't too much difference that I noticed in power. These will still get to 100 really easy. I mean, plenty of power for the trails, everything you need. They were great. My old 2-stroke ZR sleds were around like 2002. So when I was riding those, I had to have my feet kind of in front of me, and it was really difficult to stand up and absorb some of the bumps, and kind of my feet would flop around, and you had to kind of absorb some of the bumps like through your spine. But I noticed on these newer sleds with the rider forward rider position, I mean, you can put your feet underneath you like a quad or a dirt bike, and you can absorb a lot of the big whoops and stuff. Man, it makes a huge difference. You feel a lot more in control. It's a little weird sitting up a little bit higher, but once you get used to it, I mean, I loved it. Another great thing about these sleds is that they both have reverse. I've always owned older sleds that never had reverse, and you had to kind of get off and swing them around, and they're just so heavy, and if you're in like deep powder or anything, it wears you out. And these are awesome. You just hit the button, pops into reverse. It's so much easier just turning around or loading on the trailer. It's a huge difference. It's awesome. One modification that I'd really like to add to these sleds is to add some studs to the track. All of my previous sleds have had studs, and I took these ones out without any studs, and you don't have the confidence you do. It's really squirrely. Stopping takes a lot longer, and you come into an icy corner, you can't really rip through the corner like you'd want to. I feel a lot more confident and safe with studs. A lot of people say it tears up your track, and they are hard on like cement and bridges and things like that, but man, it feels a lot safer and a lot more comfortable to me. I'm really hoping to get a little bit more riding in before the snow's gone for good, but I am in the middle of moving, so everything's crazy right now, but I'm hoping at least one more snowmobile video on the way, but we'll see. If you're interested in off-road content, such as side-by-sides, snowmobiles, quads, things like that, check out some of our other videos. We have a lot of mod videos, riding videos, tips, tricks, just lots of videos. If you like what you see on the channel, maybe consider subscribing. It'd really help us out. But thanks. Have a great day.